illustrious directors, staff, parents, and student body at large. A pleasant evening to you all. Part of the journey is the end. It's difficult to pick out where to start from, especially if every day of your life is the gist of the story. But let's see how I can put all the pieces together. When we speak of adversity, it is based upon perspective. Adversity was nothing but a mere learning experience for me. Some people often express lack of options when faced with adversity, and that was my scenario. My journey hasn't been easy, not just at this institution, but from the time I was born. Most people don't know me or anything about me. All you know is just this cool kid that drives around in nice cars. But the truth is, that's not who I am. My father, my biological father, was no rich man. He had no money, but he had one thing. He was a religious man. Sadly, I never got to spend enough time with him because he passed away just 2 weeks after I was born. I grew up in Mrewa, where I was raised by my mother for the most part of my childhood. She was a wonderful woman. Looking back, I can tell you that life was tough. Don't think I'm lying, ladies and gentlemen, when I tell you, that's the honest truth. You know, sometimes when life is hard, you get to a point where you think that things cannot get any worse. And this was me. But out of the blue, when I was 11 years old, my mother suddenly passed away in a car accident. You can only imagine. Yes, you guessed it. I am an orphan. In my mind, it was the end. There was no way forward because I never imagined to live a life without parents. It was a dystopia in real life. You can think of the words, devastating, disheartening. One time I went to school and everyone was having the time of their lives, you know. But I could not relate because I felt inferior. I felt out of place because there was nothing to be happy about or nothing to smile about. All these events had me surrounded by darkness. But sometimes in life, when we're going through hardship, we have to remember that God fights the battles that we have no control over. That same year, I was lucky enough to have a guardian angel sent from God himself. That man has been taking care of me to this day. He's an absolute role model. He inspires me every day. He presented me with the opportunity of being part of this wonderful institution. In 2017, I joined the Heritage School, coming from Kumusha. Let's not even get started on how hefty it was to settle in. Nega accent kangakamzizuru. I did not speak any English or comprehend any words. Coach Edgar, you can testify to that. All I knew was, yes, madam, yes, sir, I'm fine, how are you? This was enough to get me laughed at every day. But to those of you who laughed, you're not laughing now, are you? I had intrinsic motivation to do better than my previous days. I had to accept reality because we can only weep for so long. We can't bring back those we lost, but we can do our best. We can do our best to try and make them proud. Being part of this community, it made me realize that we all come from different backgrounds, households. Let's not try to be people that we are not. Just be yourself and embrace who you are. I'm not ashamed of who I am, so why should you? I strongly believe that every person in this world has a purpose. When you're going through hardship, remember that God is there. Ask and he will give. Seek and you will find. There is nothing better than the living God. Today I stand tall as your leader because of the grace of the Lord. Put God first in everything you do, and you will never go wrong. Believe me, no one can go against this plan, even if they try. Even if you fail multiple times, it's not that he does not want you to succeed, but it's just that he has a much, much bigger future for you. My struggles have been nothing but a mere learning experience, as I mentioned earlier. The biggest lesson I got from all these ups and downs was that life is very unpredictable. Let's be content with our situation at home. Don't be complaining too much about the imperfections of your life. If we all put our problems on this stage tonight, you'd be surprised. Mungwana no kora ma problems akwa katiza now. No, seriously, someone will grab your problems and run away with them. And you'll find yourself being left in a cage of complexity that you never imagined could exist. It's not your fault that your parents have $10, that your parents have $1,000, that your parents have $1 million. What's important for you is for you to be grateful, for you can never pay them for all they've done for you. We can never put a monetary figure to all the things they do, to all the money they invested in you. How could you put a price on the lessons they taught you? You can't, but you can simply show gratitude. It's not the materialistic things that will make you thrive when they're gone, but it is the little teachings that we get every day, that we do not cherish, that we ignore. Those little teachings are the ones that will make us thrive in life, not the materialistic things that they leave behind. Have pride in your family. My dear year 8, the future of this school is in your hands. Have pride in it and always wave the flag up high. The future of this country is also in our hands, my brothers and sisters. Let's get all the education that we need. We can go Western. We can go anywhere in this world. But remember that you're also Zimbabwean. We have to build our nation for our people, for ourselves and the generations to come. We should have pride in our country. And those with the opportunity of going to study abroad, that is perfectly fine. But let's not neglect those who are back home because they also need our help. I get it. People are looking for greener pastures. But when you leave, please don't say, "Tichadzoka kana zvanaka." Zvinonakiswa nani? No, honestly. Who's going to better this country? Who? No one. Surely the neighbors aren't going to do it. For all you know, you could have been born in China. You could have been born in Brazil. You could have been born in Malaysia or anywhere in this world. But you are here. You were born here. You are Zimbabwean. Have pride in that. That alone should tell you something. While some people may neglect their country, I choose to uplift the people of my country. To the school, thank you so much for believing in me. To the heads, thank you for trusting me with this position. Thank you for trusting that I could be the perfect, not even perfect, I could be a suitable face for this school. I really appreciate it. It's a one-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It's every day it gets to my head and I wonder, 1 in 400 students, 1 in 600 students, what are the odds? And the craziest thing is that when I was in Form 4, Anesu was the head boy. He was my best friend. When I was in lower 6, Nkosi was the head boy. He was my brother. And here I am. It's all by the grace of the Lord. To my prefix body, thank you so much for understanding my vision. I know I failed to give it to you on paper, but you still managed to understand it. Last but not least, I would like to thank my big brother for always supporting me. I wouldn't be standing here if it wasn't because of you. I never got to have a conversation with my father, but I see how much of a great man he was through you. I can never thank you enough for all you've done for me. You keep doing for all you've done for me and all you keep doing for me. I can only try to show you how grateful I am through my achievements because my words can never be enough. Thank you for being my friend. Thank you for being my father. And thank you for being my brother. I've always said this, and I will say it again. I will be your greatest investment. Part of the journey is the end. And this is not the end of my journey. It is simply a stepping stone towards God's plan. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Humphrey Chinondo, a proud member of my family, a proud student of the Heritage School, and a proud citizen of Zimbabwe. Head Boy 2023, signing out. If I could do it, we all can. If your actions can inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, become more, then you are a leader. Out of Pete.